Hello, Marty.
Aloha.
Aloha. I know this is your first time being in Lembeh, and also doing Lembeh Strait and diving here for the first time. We just want to know what's your first impressions about the whole place.
My first impressions? My first impression overview is it's awesome, it's paradisical. My mind was preoccupied with the idea that there were so many possible blockers to actually getting here with COVID, and every week or two the requirement for getting through customs, immigration, health changed. So I hadn't given a lot of thought, quite honestly, to what it would be like to actually be here, although every major photographer I know, and I know some pretty top draw guys, said this is the place, you're going to love it, blah, blah, blah. That expectation of the diving being amazing was blown away by the fact that the diving is amazing. When I got to the resort and you had your people lined up on the dock, I felt like I was in a movie, and I like movies. And so the welcoming and the warmth of the spirit and the generosity of spirit that I found here is amazing. That's amazing. And then there's the food. And I love food. And it's at the end of the week, I was going, what do I like better, the food or the diving? That's a toss-up. But essentially, I have loved every day here, every dive here, every meal here. It's paradise with an ocean view.
Good to hear.
I'm a big animal photographer. It's always been wide-angle whales and sharks and turtles and manta and fisheye lenses. So macro is a new idea for me, and the challenge of it has been extraordinary. And a couple of mentors back in Maui, where I live, gave me some pointers and said, practice with this, practice with that. So I kind of was ready when I got here. And the dive guide, Fandi, insanely good. He saved me many times. And he found me stuff to take pictures of that I couldn't see. And then later I'd look on my computer and I'd go, oh, wow, look at that. Because they were a quarter of an inch, and I'm just not that guy. So my overall impression is fantastic. I would recommend to anybody thinking of diving and enjoying their life to the utmost to come to Lembeh Resort.
Great, thank you. What do you think about the rooms or the resort facilities? Do you have any recommendations for us, or what's your impressions on that?
My recommendation for you and the resort would be to give me a lifetime free pass to be here with you. Other than that, I wouldn't change anything. I mean, I'm an easily, simple needs, easily met kind of guy.
Okay.
I experienced that the first time with the people of Fiji, and it's the same here. Simple needs, easily met. And I adopted that. So I'm easy.
Sure.
I feel like I'm overpaid with the quality of the room, the quality of the food. The diving had to be great because everyone said, and I saw visual evidence of these aliens that live right below the surface here.
Sure.
But I wouldn't change much, if anything.
Do you have any advice or recommendations for your fellow photographers who's coming here to do macro?
Yeah, just shoot with a 60. Don't worry about the 105. That's a running joke between us. I've been using a 60 millimeter macro. It's versatile. It really works for me. But if you're crazy and into it, and you're an aficionado, you can really get into some very specific high-end photography here.
Sure.
The subjects will hold still for you. That's good.
And how about the sea conditions? How did you find them? Is it easy to dive, or?
Yeah, the beauty of it is I'm a little moved along in years, and I was wondering how many days a row I could dive. But because the currents are mild, non-existent in a lot of places, and the dives are relatively shallow, I had no problem diving 5 days in a row without getting totally wiped out, which I'm thrilled about because I got all the dives in I hoped for.
Perfect. All right. Thank you very much, and happy travels.
Yeah. You folks watching this, come here soon.
Thank you.